November.
Okay.
Prior to that, we were in an extended stay. And prior to the extended stay, we were in our station wagon, which we no longer have. We're out of the vehicle now.
Okay.
And
But you do have a home, and that's
but
the
we
most
do have a
important thing,
home.
right?
But I always said if I had to do it again, I would want a vehicle so I can be in my own box.
Exactly.
Because when you're on the streets, you get picked up for urban camp and all sorts of things. That is just horrible because you don't want to be in that predicament.
Right.
But they don't care. When I say they, it's just the community,
Right.
the officers, the law. They don't care.
Okay. Okay. As far as your situation, with you being without a home, um, how long were you in that predicament? How long were you in that situation before you were able to actually pick things up?
I was in that situation for about almost 2 years.
Okay.
2 years myself. I ended up in the situation, and how I got there was Cedric was homeless, as I mentioned, like 10 times.
Okay.
And I asked his mom, can I put him in school, high school? He wasn't in school.
Okay.
And upon that, I brought him into my home. I was in an apartment over in Swanee, Georgia. And he moved in, and my son was there, and I had another young man that was homeless that I helped out.
Okay.
And
So you've been on this
I just
journey
been on a mission
for a while. You've been on
Yeah.
this mission for a
I
while.
was
Okay.
I was in healthcare for 15 years, and I lost my job with the economy, and I was making 110,000, and I went down to getting $237 a week,
Right.
and I
And
lost
that's happened
everything.
to a lot of
I
people,
lost everything.
during the economic change, and you get people that were never in that position, and they look and they say, well, how, they don't understand how
Right.
you went from all of this to, that. And I tell everybody, with the blink of an eye, you can have everything
You have to
today
pray.
and wake up tomorrow and it could be gone, and there's really no answer. There's really, no reason why. And in a lot of cases, like your own, this is the bigger blessing because you're
Absolutely.
able to change person's lives. You know, um, I know now that's your purpose.
Yes, it
That
is.
is your
And
purpose.
Nicholas, who's over there also, he is 29, and he's another young man that's in the program. He's
Okay.
pretty much homeless without his biological family.
Okay.
Lived in foster care for his entire life, and this is the first time he's in his own individual setting where he has his own room.
Okay.
He has his own place where he can say, it's mine.
Right.
And I decorate it. And from here, I want Nicholas to move forth where he can have his own
Okay.
and make his own decision and choices. But you have to first understand that you have to accept rules, regulations, and
Exactly.
you have to stay focused on your goals and make sure whatever it takes that you meet every target of the goals. Because if you slip up or say, oh, I can't do it today, it's not going to happen.
Right. Right.
It's not. And I mean, there's so much right now that we need to keep going, but like you said, we have a roof, and we didn't have that.
Exactly.
I'm going to say 6 months
And if
ago.
you gave up,
Yeah.
you would never be
We
where
didn't
you
have
are.
that, and I would not have met all the people that I've met with mental problems due to and behavior problems because they didn't have and no one cared.
Okay.
No one cared. And I'm saying, you don't know. You may have a distant cousin. This is a distant family member I didn't even know about.
Okay.
And I created flyers, and I was going around, and it was brought to my attention from another family member after another gentleman and his wife said, we'll give you our house.
Okay.
So the door was opening.
It was truly a blessing.
It was opening.
For your situation and for his situation
Right.
as well.
So, I went with family because I want family to know that you have so many family members out there that, want to do well, but we pass judgment and we make people think that, you know, uh, just because Jane is an alcoholic, she's not,
Jane
able
is a
to,
lost
I'm
cause.
just saying,
Right.
she's not able to, pay the bills.
Right. Right.
Or she lost her job, oh, you deserve it because look at how you're living.
Exactly.
And that's not the case.
Okay.
That's not the case. And I mean, I was living in a room with Cedric and his mother, his father, and 4 other children. We lived in a station wagon,
Okay.
8 of us
Okay.
in one station wagon. And once Cedric mom's passed and I lost the apartment over in Swanee after being shot in the neck by a BB gun. It was an airsoft BB gun. My son was shooting at Cedric, and it missed Cedric, and it hit me. But thank God I'm alive,
Right.
and thank God he didn't get hurt. He ended up in children's services, and my son was arrested. Kid never got in trouble in his life.
Right.
You know, didn't know what jail looked like. And,
Okay.
you know, he got out, and I got out, and, you know, my son was removed from me.
Okay.
And then it was on by choice. After they looked at my background, I wasn't a troll person. I worked 2, 3 jobs.
Right.
I
Right.
had everything. And I just said, you know what, I give it up. I'll
Okay.
leave everything alone and go to the streets if my dream comes to life. And it has not been easy. So, you know, this is a step. So
How
now,
was your support team, if any, during these trials and tribulations that you were going through?
I had, I can count on one hand
Okay.
the people that did support me, and one being my sister-in-law, and Teresa Belcher. And I'm going to mention her because she always, and she sent my doors open, she wanted to donate her house to me to do the service and
Okay.
business from. And she knew that I was serious about this.
Okay.
And it was no joke, and she knew that I was always a worker. And she was always there, even when I rejected her and said, no, I'm going to do this. And if God want me in the street, and this is what I have to go through, you know?
Right.
If I got to go steal a steak and that's how I'm going to eat, then that's how I'm going to eat.
Okay.
You know, and that's what I did.
Okay.
That's what I did. My family has money, but they didn't see what I saw.
Okay.
And it was just like every door shut on me.
So from that, you said that your family has money. Were there a lot of family members that were frowning on what you were doing and absolutely refused to help you, refused to
Absolutely, yep.
support you and
That's
everything?
what happened.
Okay.
And the only option that they gave me was to get rid of the homeless.
Okay.
Get rid of them and come home, or we'll help you. But if you don't, then you stay out in the street.
Okay.
And I stayed out in the street.
So they
because
disapproved with your
absolutely.
mission and everything that you were doing to
I
help
said,
others.
yeah, I'm a grown woman. I raised my children, and thank God I got to raise them. Like I said, my youngest just turned 18, and my oldest is 23. But I was in their lives from day one, since they were nursing on me,
Okay.
up until 2 years ago. And when my oldest son came to the extended thing, he seen how I was living. He was like, oh my God. He said, Ma, I got to get you out of here. I'm like, I'm good. I was happy, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
eating, I'm helping. I got a car.
Right.
You know, I'm helping a family that really needed help.
Okay.
And then their mom died. I put the parents, the mom and dad went into an adult ministry program, and what happened? I'm like, they went for help. I had legal guardianship through the court of the kids. And when mom died, dad tried to get something out of it. It was just crazy.
Okay.
And it brought us back to court, and defects took the kids, and because I wasn't kin, they ended up in child services.
Okay.
And I'm licensed in foster care, I'm licensed in child care. I have my state organization number, tax ID. I'm like, I did
yet
everything.
The system still
They
failed the
failed me,
children
and yeah, and I talk to them all the time. But thank God they didn't remove them from Gwinnett, and they are here. However, I have notarized letters where mom's last dying wishes was for Ms. Rose to take care of her children.
Okay.
I was her caretaker before she died.
Okay.
And I did those kids like I would do my own. And I just, to this day, don't understand it. So, you know what? You said I didn't have a home. Have a home.
There you are. Okay. Let's take a minute and introduce Cedric. If you will introduce yourself
My name is Cedric
tell us a little bit
Sears.
about you.
I'm representing Peace of Mind ENT. Anyway, I mean, I don't know where I should begin, but my life ain't been perfect either, you know what I'm saying? And ever since I was younger, me and my family, my brothers and sisters, my mom and dad, we didn't have like everything. I used to look at kids and be like, man, I wish I had that, or I wish my dad had a good job like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we lived in the streets. We lived from home to home, from family member to family member. You know, and it was rough. You know what I mean? I mean, not having lights in the house, not having water in the house. You know, having to. It's cold. It's like 10 degrees outside. You gotta go outside and get a shovel and dig a hole just to use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Going behind Kroger's and freaking stealing food out the dumpster, just hoping that it's good, just hoping that this is a meal for the night. You know what I mean? I remember we lived in Tuskegee, Alabama. It was like 2005. Um, my granddad had bought a double wide trailer, and my dad's brother, Suzuki, serious, he moved in the trailer. Him and his family, like, they wouldn't let us come over there. We didn't have no lights in we call it the home house. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where all the family go to. But the home house, over the years, it started getting decrepit and it started getting run down. So me and my family was standing there with no lights, no water. And it was winter time. We had this broken kerosene lamp, man. I'll never forget. This broken kerosene lamp. And we would steal kerosene from the gas station. And we would put it in the kerosene lamp. Well, it was so broken, like, it would smoke up the whole room. But we would go to school smelling like kerosene, you know what I'm saying? Everybody would be like, oh my God, who was that smelling like that? I just hold my head down. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, it was basically, we never had, like, the things that normal kids had, like toys and video games and stuff.
Tell us how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Was Juwan, Ventorius, Kawan, and Kiana. I got 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty nice sized family.
Yeah, I wish they were still here though.
Okay. So how does that make you feel that you guys are separated at this point?
I mean, we'll never be separated. I mean, nobody can never separate us. But physically, we're separated.
Physically,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I talk to my sister sometimes, but I haven't talked to my brother. But I mean, I was telling Miss Rose that I wish she could, like, at least try. You know what I'm saying? To get them back home with us, even though if they don't want to come, at least just try. If she try to get them back, you know, it'll make me feel so much better. Even if they said no, I don't want to come, it'll make me feel so much better.
Okay.
Cause I know we tried.
Right.
You know, we didn't give up. You feel me?
Okay.
And that's all I got to say.
Have they talked about wanting to come back, or?
I mean, I haven't talked to my brothers in like almost a year. I don't know what. I haven't talked to them.
They won't let him talk to him. He's the eldest sibling.
No contact.
And it should not be. This kid didn't abuse them. He took care of them kids. The system, they didn't want to hear the timeline or read it to see what happened here. He was the one feeding them and keeping them safe while mom and dad was doing whatever they was doing before his mom passed. And now you say that he can't even see his brother. They love him.
Right.
And if you see how their face glow, you know, and light up when when we see them at therapy, they go to therapy, they go to the same psychiatrist.
I'm surprised at that because,
they're hiding.
They should want to, try to reunite them and try to keep the family together as close, as possible because they are siblings.
Yeah. And I mean, I have,
and
like
that
I
is
said,
positive therapy.
Exactly, especially for Cedric. He's battling multiple behaviors and mental issues. But he just because he has them, that doesn't mean he's not capable of taking care of his siblings.
Right.
He has help. It's not like he didn't have help.
Okay.
And I go back again. We were in the extended stay. We had to cremate his mom. Every dime that I worked for and I saved while we were in there to put these kids and this family into a house, I had to put back into their mom's memorial.
Okay.
And getting her taken care of. And we had a meeting, a family meeting. And the kids said, Miss Rose, take the money and take care of mom. It wasn't my decision, but the courts didn't want to hear that. Well, again, I'm going to stress again. Here we go. All right, we have a house. We have food. And I told them I was 1 month away from getting back in. He's next to kin. They're looking for strangers to take care of these kids that don't even know them, and they got a 19-year-old brother right here.
How long have the kids been in the system?
This May is going to be a year.
Okay.
They removed them from my custody almost a year ago.
Okay. And was that directly after mom's death, or?
It was after mom's death, and was horrible because Dad didn't get his way with me. Meaning, you know, you want to drink beer, you want to smoke weed, do that.
Right.
We're homeless. I'm not allowing it.
Right.
You know, I went to school. You said you went to school. That don't make me better than you. But guess what? Now I'm living like you because I chose to help.
Right.
And in
Right.
order for me to help, I had to go to the streets.
Okay.
And I worked my butt off and I communicated. I'm a communicator. And I talked to people to get put back into a home because I exhausted every dime from May up until January of this year. I lost about $10,000
That's a
in
lot of
just
money.
deposits, putting on houses and places. This African dude gave me the first place. I gave him the deposit. He stole my money and left. I was like, okay. Then I went into another house. Well, when we went in the house, the stove blew up. It was a 5-bedroom house.
Okay.
And that was
So how did you feel after, okay, I've come so far and now I've knocked down again
I
repeatedly.
meditated.
Repeatedly
I
I'm knocked down.
I meditated. I just prayed and I said I said that's the devil. And he ain't gonna get the best of me. I'm gonna stay focused. I'm gonna keep my head up. And I promise